Before we jump into today's episode, I want to take a moment to share something that is very special to me. My new book, Built Under Pressure, is on the way, and I honestly can't wait to hold the first copy in my hand. This book is different from any book I've written before because it's my very first hardcover edition. I chose to make it a large 8.5 by 11 hardcover because I wanted it to feel more like a coffee table book than a traditional book. Of course, all of my books are special to me, but I wanted this one to be something readers could truly interact with and make their own. I created extra space so women can write notes, highlight their favorite passage, add stickers, draw pictures, journal their thoughts, and reflect on their own journey while reading. I didn't want this book to be a book that sat on the shelf untouched. I wanted it to be a book that gets used, carried around, marked up, and revisited during different seasons of life. Built Under Pressure also makes a meaningful gift, not just for yourself, but for the woman you love, the mother, the aunt, the sister, the cousin, the daughter, a friend, the woman who keeps showing up for everyone else while quietly carrying the weight of her own challenges. The woman who smiles through difficult seasons, the woman who is trying to hold her family together, build a career, start a business, chase a dream, or simply find the strength to keep moving forward. This book was written for her. It's for the woman thinking about starting a business but wondering if she's ready. It's for the entrepreneur trying to keep going when things don't happen as quickly as she hoped. It's for the career woman balancing responsibility, deadlines, family, faith, and purpose. And it's for every woman who needs a reminder that pressure does not always mean something is wrong. Sometimes pressure is preparing you for something greater. Built Under Pressure is a reminder that the challenges we face are not always there to break us. Sometimes they're there to build us. This book will also be available on additional platforms, and I'll be sharing updates, links, and announcements on the Angie podcast. There are also many exciting things getting ready to happen, so make sure you subscribe and stay connected. Now let's get into today's episode titled, Don't Miss the Message. Welcome to the Angie podcast. Today I want to talk about something I think we all do from time to time. We spend so much time focusing on the packaging that we miss the message. Now, before anybody gets upset, remember, this is just an opinion, and that's part of the problem today. Everybody has an opinion. Some people have 2 or 3 before breakfast, and that's okay. We are all entitled to our opinions. But just because something is their opinion doesn't mean it's your assignment. It doesn't mean it's your purpose, and it certainly doesn't mean it's what God told you to do. I remember when Facebook first came out, people said it would never last. People said it was a waste of time. People said nobody would use it. Some people refused to get on it, and that's okay, y'all. Others say it would never become a business tool. Well, look at it now. Businesses have been built on Facebook. Communities have been built on Facebook. People have connected with family and friends through Facebook. The point is not whether Facebook is good or bad. The point is that everybody had an opinion, and most of those opinions were wrong. That happens more often than we think. People see something new and immediately tell you what they think you should do. You should do this. You should have done that. I wouldn't have done it that way. You need to change this. You need to fix that. And most of the time, they have never done what you're doing. I was listening to a podcaster recently, and they said something that made me laugh because it was true. They talked about how people always want to tell somebody else what they should have done. Have you ever noticed that? The project is already finished. The decision has already been made. The event is already over. The business has already launched. And here comes somebody with a list of what you should have done. It's amazing. Everybody becomes an expert after the fact. The game is over and suddenly the whole audience is coaching. The movie is finished and now everybody is a director. The business is running and now everybody is a CEO. The funny thing is most people don't even know what they should be doing in their own lives, yet somehow they are the expert on yours. Now, don't get me wrong, wise counsel is valuable, good advice is valuable, mentors are valuable, but there is a difference between wisdom and opinion. Wisdom helps you grow. Opinions often help people feel important. Of course, the person who's giving the opinion, of course. And if we're honest, sometimes people are more committed to being right than they are being helpful. That's why you have to be careful whose voice you listen to. Not every opinion deserves a seat at your table. Not every comment deserves your attention. Not every criticism deserves a response. Sometimes people are so focused on the outside that they completely miss what's happening on the inside. That brings me to my new book, y'all, Built Under Pressure. When I wrote this book, I wanted people to understand something important. Pressure does not always look pretty. Growth does not always look impressive. Purpose does not always come wrapped in perfect packaging. Some of the strongest women I know, and I could say men at this point, that I know were built in seasons nobody saw. They were built through disappointments. They were built through setbacks. They were built through delays. They were built through moments when everybody else thought they knew what was best. But the pressure was building something greater. A diamond is not valuable because of how it started. It becomes valuable because what it survived. The pressure created the strength. The pressure created the beauty. The pressure created the value. And the same is true for you. Today we live in a world where people can spend 10 minutes talking about a picture and 10 seconds talking about a message. They'll discuss whether an image is real, whether a video was edited, whether a voice was AI, whether a post was written by a person or a computer. Meanwhile, they completely missed the lesson. They completely missed the encouragement. They completely missed the message. And sometimes they completely miss the opportunity to grow. So today, I want to encourage you. Don't get distracted by the packaging. Don't get distracted by the opinions. Don't get distracted by the noise. Listen for the message. Listen for the lesson. Listen for the wisdom. And most importantly, listen for the voice that God placed inside of you. Because everybody has an opinion, but not everybody has your purpose. Everybody has advice, but not everybody has your assignment. And everybody has something to say. But that doesn't mean they know what you are supposed to do. You were never buried by pressure. You were built under it. And guess what? I'm Angie B, and you've been listening to the Angie B podcast. Until next time, keep building, keep believing, and keep moving forward.